it always says go live, but I don't know if it just goes live whenever I hit that button, or it just shows I'm recording. But what's good? What's up, everybody? Good evening. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna reshare this. Oh, that's a good way to ruin your computer. All right. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, let me go ahead and get the TikTok stream popping real quick. Muy excelente. All right. All right, so as you guys know, we're going to wait a few seconds. News and recap. We're going to go take a look at the economic data going into tomorrow. Recap the trade from today, a couple of trades from today, ETFs, and then, of course, watch list as far as what I'm watching tomorrow. So, but no further ado. Let's go ahead and recap today. So we did see markets fall ahead of U.S. inflation. It was a tepid, as it's worded here, Tuesday on Wall Street. And move this over here. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so stocks, oil, and other economically sensitive assets fell as recession fears spread. Small business sentiment fell to a 9.5-year low as consumer inflation expectations hit a record high. All eyes will be on tomorrow's CPI data. Everybody's talking about it. We're talking about it. We're waiting for it. And things are getting pretty spicy right now. Every sector closed red, with energy down 1.95%, technology 1.37%, stupid ass Meta, and healthcare 1.25% as well. Microsoft was down 4% after the broader tech sell-off on news that the company slowed hiring in May. I really wish that we could get some headlines on Meta here, but and is cutting a small number of workers as it begins its fiscal year. And if you guys look at the dollar index, usually when the euro and the dollar hit the same mark, prices go up and layoffs ensue, and that is probably what we're going to be seeing here. So but anyway, if you guys have any requests on TikTok, make sure to tap your screen. I really do appreciate it, and I will get to your guys' requests on YouTube almost 100% for sure. And if you guys can drop them now, and then I will try to get them if they're in the comments. So again, sponsored by Liquid Death. Lighting's bad for cams, but that's why we're actually not sponsored. Airlines rally today after American Airlines said it expects to report its first pre-tax quarterly profit since 2019. They were up 9% today. Electric vehicle stocks were trending today. GEOV soared 53 freaking percent after the company announced it will receive an order from Walmart to buy 4,500 electric vehicles. The deal will also allow Walmart to purchase up to 10,000 units as it electrifies its delivery fleet. Goldman Sachs is starting a new group called the Office of Applied Innovation. This sounds weird. The company is tapping Alphabet Tech Incubator CEO Jared Cohen to lead it alongside Information Officer George Lee. Another, you know what? I'm not going over crypto. But Twitter has officially sued Elon Musk in Delaware court to enforce the buyout agreement. The NASDAQ down 92%, 0.92%. The NASDAQ, or S&P 0.92%. The NASDAQ 0.95% to the downside. Russell 0.22%. And then the Dow 0.62%. So, oh, I got tagged in a Starboy tweet. But economic calendar for tomorrow. We got, of course, the CPI data coming in 8:30, so it's not like you have to trade around it. The reaction will likely happen either in pre-market, so we will see if we're toast. If you swung into tomorrow, because if it doesn't come in as heated as expected, the market's liable to respond in a big way. But MBAI mortgage applications, CPI, EAI, crude oil inventories, and the Treasury budget. That's about it. And just to give you guys a brief recap today, Meta was a complete pain in the ass. We did see a nice gap down, or we stayed in range of the gap down. It looks like we have extended. So from the top, it looks as if we have set up kind of like this. So we have support right underneath us. This is a dynamic support. We've been talking about it. It's 160, basically 160. It's 150, 50 here. But if we gap down tomorrow, that's where I would venture to guess we would see it. Now, this brings me to the Qs. And we did miss. I missed Tesla today. I didn't trade that when I decided to choose Facebook, and of course Tesla gave us the most insane move ever. But if you guys take a look at the QQQ, we've been watching this channel as well today, and this one did end up breaking, closing, retesting, likely a little bit of covering action there. So if we do gap down, I'm thinking that we're going to see a move down to around 280, 240, which will support my thesis on Meta. But of course, who cares about my thesis until it actually happens? What's up? Meta was easy today. Yes, sir. Meta, the Qs, it was a good time. Well, Facebook was a pain in the ass due to price action after we got the perfect. I mean, we actually did. If you guys traded with us, we traded the rejection on Meta today, but of course it didn't end up dumping until later today. So we got this rejection off of this 200-day moving average, caught it down, and then of course madness ensued, and we did end up seeing a crazy retest and then a pullback. But at some point, Meta is when it's a pain in the ass, it's a pain in the ass. So Tesla, yes, guys, I will absolutely do Tesla. I will take a look at whatever charts. All you guys got to do is just tap your screen. I do appreciate it. All right. So going over the Qs, and we're gonna we've already kind of I've already shown you kind of what this is looking like, but I want to give you guys an idea of what the hourly is looking like and the daily. So this is probably one of the most obvious bearish patterns that you can find, bearish pennant, and it looks as if we've got 1, 2, 3 off of resistance. This is 296.82, and then we've got support coming around here. Of course, I am paying attention to our key levels. I just cleaned my chart up here a little bit, but this is the level right around here that we could end up seeing Meta, or excuse me, the Qs drop to. So that's going to be 280, 285. If this is super bearish and we end up hitting the dumpy, the Qs could end up finding themselves around 276.50. So Bitcoin plunger. I don't know, what is that? What is a Bitcoin? I'm just kidding. All right, so we got to take a look at SPY real quick. Same deal here, everybody. I think we're good to go. Yeah. You keep cutting in and out on my mic. Really? Can you guys hear me all right? Michael Frost. You brushed those teeth? And why do they look extra white? Anyway, so 1, 2, 3. The only difference is SPY is actually at support. It did actually hit its dynamic support, so we might end up seeing, and if SPY does end up breaking to the downside, right? And this is where things get really tricky. Futures are liable to sit flat. But as soon as CPI comes in, the whole reaction may end up happening. So if we end up moving to the upside, watch the SPY to open up at like 289, but if not, guys, we're right at support. So if we break anywhere below today's low, 380, I would venture to guess that we're going to find ourselves just like the Q's nearest low, which is well, not the same price, but 320. 372.85. Sorry about that. So that's the nearest support that we have right there, and then followed by this support of 370.50. So all right, so SPY's looking pretty decent. Everything's all bundled up, and we've got the big data coming in tomorrow. So before I move forward into to charting and taking y'all's requests, I said this morning, and I want to reiterate it now. If you see something, guys, scared money doesn't make money. Obviously, dumb money also can make no money as well. So we don't want to just be foolish. But when you guys see something and you know that you're selecting the right contracts and you set a solid stop loss, entry, and exit, that's called a plan. And if you stick to the plan that you made and it goes the opposite way and you have to cut it, that's just the way that it goes. If you can't deal with that, then that's that's a struggle that you're going to have in the stock market. So my message to you is pull the trigger. Pull the trigger because, oh God, I shouldn't say that like that, but pull the trigger on your trade. That's going to be the thing that builds. As long as you're taking the steps to do things the right way, that's going to build the confidence that you need to continue to take those trades. And things will become clear as you take trades and execute, whether it is a loss, which we know happens, or if it is a W. So what do I think of GameStop? Liquidity. Most of these guys needs to learn. Yeah, I would say an exit strategy is one of the most important things about getting in. How can I start? What charts do I download? If you're just getting started, don't worry about charts. Worry about fundamentals, stuff like that. Yeah, if you guys don't mind sharing the stream on TikTok, if you guys have anybody who might be able to benefit from this, pump up the likes. I do appreciate it. We're taking chart requests, so. And trust me, I mean, I'm ready to take a break trade after a series of range trading. What should I research and study to be better at knowing which strike and price to buy? One of my doors just opened by itself. Okay, you good? Okay, you're good. Never mind. That was my son. I was a little scared. All right, Cusco, I see your request, brother. Make sure not to spam your chat. I do appreciate it. Okay, I will go ahead and start. You guys know the deal. Watch list tomorrow. Is Tesla? Is Meta? Nothing has changed. Tesla still has a PT of around 665 for me. This is a trend line that's just the closest trend that we have. I did debate with myself on whether or not this is our trend line right here. So if you guys take a look at Tesla, right there, it looks as if we are holding this trend at the moment. So if Tesla ends up breaking above its 200-day EMA or anywhere around 716, there is a chance to squeeze up and see a little bit of a recover. But ADHD hit hard. Yeah, ADHD blindsided me at the end of the day. So sorry about that. I totally forgot. So if hold on one second, everybody. I'll be back for a second, okay? See you in a minute. All right, sorry about that. Dad duty too. Double dad duty. Um, as far as contract selection, yeah, just hit me up at the Discord. I'll send you some links, and I'll answer that more in depth. Sorry, my son needed something, so. All right. So anyway, Meta, Tesla tomorrow. Watching Tesla below its today's low for a breakdown, possibly moving into the 660s, and then above 716 for a possible pop back up. Possibly even retesting 745s. All right. Can you go? No, I'm not gonna buy GameStop. What's up, Mobo? Fet. All right, so Reed Rosenthal, man, I just stick to Meta, dude. This thing looks great though. Yeah, so from the last time that we talked about it, this thing is holding and building new highs, which is great to see, especially if you're a holder. It's holding its trend really well. It looks like it came close to hitting support, but it does look and appear to have a little bit of a build happening right here. So you'd want to see a break above 145, but TCRT looks pretty good. So. Let's go over Meta. We're going to be trading Meta tomorrow. Live. What are the benefits for joining your premium? We teach you how to do it by yourself. We try and push people to develop the confidence to take the trades that they see, so that way they feel the confidence to piggyback off of themselves. Signals and taking signals forever and then trying to mix it with your analysis is what everybody ends up doing, and that's just not sustainable. So the idea is to obviously get people to do it by themselves and no longer need anybody. So well, even if that means leaving our Discord or whatever. So let's take a look. What do we got? Apple. All right, so I already got a good idea of what we got going on here. So this is a pretty sizable wick on Apple. This one did hold. This one's actually showing a bit of resiliency if you look at the daily here, but that candle close here, you pretty much reverse all of today's gains. Guys, this is a dope chart. This is a dope chart, straight up. I really, really like this chart. I'm going to show you what I see really quick. And there's a lot of funky shit going on here, but so that's what I see. Okay, this is a channel moving to the upside, and what I suspect is that if Apple and again, this is a beautiful chart. If you're a new trader, this is a chart that you should be paying attention to, straight up. And that being said, right, you've got this pretty sweet support right here. Look, one bounce here, 145, bunch of candle closes here, 145, 145, 145, right? So we have a well-established support. We also can see there is a well-established, for the most part, 147.50. That is a resistance to the upside. So what you have is not necessarily calls to the upside, but because obviously we've established that we're in a channel. I do not see Apple moving to the upside tomorrow. If it does, whatever, I'll take a slap. But I suspect that as long as you stay in this range, the longer you stay in the range, the higher the likelihood that you're going to end up seeing another tap of resistance. But as of right now, the way that I see it, it looks like Apple should be returning down to around the 140s, 140 and 146. And so what you need to do if you're looking to take this one short, and on top of this, let me also add from its most current or swing lows, right? You did have and do have this trend line here. And today you closed underneath it. So I think that would be important to stay underneath that dynamic trend line and also move below the 145 mark. The 50-day EMA here, depending on how you're playing this, you could go ahead and take a contract, maybe a 140 or one. I'm not looking at the chain right now. but something near that support. And then, there's some pretty decent scalping levels here to the downside. You have anywhere below 145, moving into the 143.90. That's a decent move to the downside. And then from there, you've got another awesome level at 142.83. So if you are on TikTok and you want to conversate, if you have a question, I want to answer it, but I can't answer it because I can only see. I'm paying attention to 4 different things right now. And if you guys hit the link in the bio, hop on the YouTube channel, I'd be more than happy to answer whatever questions or chart whatever tickers you guys have, and then that way you can actually see my chart better than what you can see it here on TikTok. So. But anyway, Apple has a pretty clear cut. I think just establishing the levels, and even if you want to go and piggyback, take a look at that. That's the pivot point. So the level that I just gave you, 143.87, that is a pivot point to the downside. So below the pivot point, that's where I would suspect that we could see that significant downside. So you could short into this long with expiration. That's what I mean by long. And then below that pivot point, you could potentially add with something shorter expiration. So thank you for all the info you provide. I've learned a lot from you. You're def a solid trader. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Now I'm embarrassed. I'm just kidding. No, I would look for that break underneath the pivot point. So it actually looks really good. I'm going to set a few alerts here. But if you're a newer trader, this is one of the bread and butter stocks that I really enjoy trading. So. Questions. What tools were you using, and what do I need to get started? You need to get started. You need to be patient. Obviously, that's a tool with yourself. But you need to go ahead and start focusing on things like candlesticks, fundamentals. Like just basic fundamentals, pattern recognition. I mean, basically everything. Like, you need to start with the basics, though, the definitions, terminology, just to get an idea of how to speak the language. And then once you can speak that language, then you can build off of that. So. We do have a lot of good resources in our Discord. The link is in the bio for that, and it's already linked to the step-by-step process. So you should be able to check that out. So. All right. Um, NY has a nuclear PSA on TV after Putin boasts he can eliminate the entire East Coast. That dude needs to eliminate whatever health problems he has. That should be a priority. All right, so we got Apple here looking spy is creating. Uh, is Theta listed on the contracts? Wait, is Theta listed on the cons? Is that per day? Yes. Do you see an effect due to the weak euro with ASM also? I could see a correlation, but not like a. I mean, I think that just speaks about the whole entire economy in general. So, okay. What do we got next? We've got ANNX. Yuck. All right. Let's go from the highs. Let's move to the lows. Actually, let's not do that. Let's calm down here and let's start from a reasonable time frame, which is going to be the daily. All right. So, interesting. Interesting. So it seems like that's viable. And then does look like that's one of the bigger bounces that we see. So we're going to zoom in. Let's go to the 4-hour now. Just curious. Just curious. That doesn't look great. I'll tell you that. All right, so when it comes to stocks like this, I'm going to be 100 with you. There's not much. Fundamental stocks give me more. So without knowing why, how is that stand-up Dex? Oh, it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm actually about to sit down right now, so TikTok can't see, but it's mobile. It's pretty nice. Oh wow, way too low. Now you guys are like kind of invasively in my house, basically sitting on the floor with me. This thing gets pretty low. All right. There we go. Change the environment here. The link is in my bio. Yeah, Invisible J. Stocks like this, I just don't trade. But I'll give you this, okay? It does have a trend coming from these highs. It does seem to be respecting that trend. And it does seem to be giving off a support vibe, at least running from these highs over here, or these lows over here. So I would say below 389, you could look for a potential short. But at the end of the day, this is, again, not a stock that I would be remotely interested in unless I knew about it. So I don't mean to be like, because I mean this may have amazing potential. This may be a stock that goes to the moon, or this stock could die. But I think knowing what it is especially when it comes to like borderline penny stocks. So, oh, sorry. If you guys are on TikTok, it's always easier to see on YouTube. The link is in the bio there. So. All right, the next request that we got is NOW. I like how Ash Vu just like kind of hit me with the like, there's that ADHD, like because she knows. I'm pretty dead. The comment's just up there hovering. Okay, so coming from the top, make it drop. No, I'm just kidding. Coming from the top, it does look like we did not hit that resistance, but we did end up hitting this key level here. That's awesome. So 511, 21 seems to be both the bottom for this zone here and this zone here as well. And it does appear that you are not departing, but nearing the bottom of that demand. So that's going to be 414.50. You're currently at this stopping place, right? Where given the fact that there is a visible, and I'm having the hardest time trying to like keep this in center for TikTok, but you can see right here that it has broken this trend line. So starting from the lows, respectable trend line, bounce right here, and then of course we did end up bouncing. This whole 4-hour candle recovered that support level before filling that wick, which shows me you still have a lot of bearish energy here, tons of volume. The only dynamic here is we are running into earnings, and I'd be really curious to see what we do. I think that investors are well aware of supply chain, whatever they say about supply and crunches getting better or whatever, but labor markets, rising cost, recession risk, and how that can affect certain stocks. And I don't know if there's going to be much confidence to cause a run up. So I'm curious to see if that we see a dump and then bounce on earnings. So. Tap that screen. Thank you, BlackRock Trading. Thank you, homie. I appreciate that. How much money do I play with? I trade on 30K every month, and I pull out the The difference. You have to pay for YouTube to comment? No, you don't have to pay. You just have to sub. You just have to subscribe to like the channel. Nah, that's some that would be that'd be grimy. All right. So anyway, this one's showing you're at support. We know what we do at support, which is 425. If you bounce or you hold that on any given time frame, that would be a no-go as far as shorting is concerned. But the nearest level to the downside is going to be 416.83, and then followed by 410, 411, or 412, somewhere in that range. You can use S5 as a target. Next, we've got, I almost just charted ADHD because that was right below the NOW comment. I did look at SPY. I only trade Apple and SPY. That's dope. And that's so dope. Yeah, I commend you. Guys, we only have 2 more requests on there's 115 people on TikTok right now. And I've only got 2 requests as far as stocks are coming. Wow, where's my words? What language do I even speak? Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe I should shut it down. No, but there's only 2 stocks requested here. So, Meta, QQ, and Tesla. If you know, you know. Thank you, Invisible J. Appreciate you, brother. Ticker ADHD. I trade that thing every day, dude. I trade that thing every day. All right, so welcome to the amusement park that is Amazon. This stock just needs to be recharted at this point, but what the hell? I got to tell you, for anybody who just trades specifically off of patterns, it has been an absolute nightmare for you. This is a crazy support, dude. 102.50. It seems like it's a no-go. They're not going to let that go. But that being said, you got double top energy here. You also have the head and shoulders energy here. So I'm not saying that we are bound to dump, but this is definitely a superb setup for that to occur. So that being said, watch for a little retest tomorrow. If any retests occur, I would say 112.22 and then the pivot point at 113. So if you oh, Bradley, for sure. I'll look at LYT next. Not a problem. So the pivot point 113, that's bullish. Okay, that's more or less bullish. But if you want to look at this from a dynamic standpoint, we can start from our most recent lows. You can see right here, although this is a giant wick down, all candles close above this support, showing me it's viable, it's there, it's real. So that being said, right, everybody's probably thinking double top. There is and the more that I look at charts, the more that I wonder, do we go up tomorrow in spite of everybody's downside opinions? But there is a possibility to see Amazon move to the upside. So, what pages are this? There's a ton of different books in the Discord. I'm not specifically reading or doing like this isn't in a. I don't have that like as a book. All right. So where was I at? Yeah. So for Amazon, below 108 seems imperative. Next level below that is going to be 106 and 105.88. And then below that, you've got, I'll throw in 105 or 104.65 and then ultimately 102.75. So we'll see if we get that dump tomorrow, man. I don't know. The more that I look at this, the more that I think this is what's going to happen. You guys want my projection on what may happen? Here it is. A move to the upside, a little bit of chop, a quick fake out. I can't tell you where exactly that's going to occur because this mess right here. But then I would actually imagine that it would fake out. These are notorious for faking out, and then I think ultimately Amazon could dump. So All right, so we got Amazon. We've got um UAL, Ford, Tesla, NVTA. User unknown 462. I would love to do that, but I'll do that just a little bit more. Yeah, that was beautiful for Amazon. Thank you, Plunger. Yeah, I'm thinking that actually might be a pretty high probability play. All right, next up is a full-on dingus of a company. We're bringing to the stage UAL. Sorry. So this one has build either A, building support. That's one. You do have a TTM squeeze moving over to the upside going into earnings. We did have positive news in that sector today, and the fact that we're going into earnings, perhaps we could see that piggyback energy going into July 20th. So that being said, pivot point right now is at 39.17, but the real thick of it is at 39.93, which is where these wicks are. So don't try and stretch. It's 39.83, 39.85. But above that mark, you have a small gap. Once you move into that gap, this is a humongous. I mean, first of all, let's just throw this back. All right, so let's just figure out where we're at. Where are we? That's where we are. 1, 2, 3 major bounces off of this one support, and you even have this one hovering directly just a little bit above it. So this is no joke, and that's why you probably saw UAL stop out at that point. So that's going to be where those major sellers or that selling pressure is at, and we need to push above that in order to get to that 39.88. And I think if you do that, you're probably going to see selling pressure whack a wane, and then you would likely see that gap fill as volume is lowest in that gap, and volume would pick up off of that squeeze and push you into this gap. Moving forward, right, I see one more thing. There is a downtrend starting off these highs, all right, and in confluence with our 200-day moving average. So I would say, based on what I see here on UAL, I could see a move up into the 42.11s, which would be just a little bit inside of this the true supply level right here, which is above $41, and then it could end up faltering, or it could end up consolidating, and maybe we see somehow airlines moving to the upside as everybody tries to escape. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, guys. um, we have a 100% future side in our Discord. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I don't go there. I live in the past with stock options. All right. LYT. Holy shit. Bradley, can you tell me why I'm looking at this? Like, are you looking to trade it, or did something happen? Holy heavens. Good heavens. What the fuck? Sorry. What did they do? All right, well, let me tell you this, homie. I've got no charts, no anything except for this. Yeah, so watch it dump maybe to 320. I got it and it went down. Dude, Bradley, tell me you got it like here. Tell me you got it here, homie. Please. I can't. I mean, I can't tell you what to do with your position, but I don't know where you're at. I don't know what position you have. I don't know, dude. But this one hourly candlestick goes from $15 to $5. That's a lot. They lost everything. Bradley, you got to let me know what. Yeah, you got to let me know what average or something like that. At least so that I can understand. You got it at 6. I mean, gabagoo. I wouldn't put my money in that. I wouldn't put my money in that. I mean, it's not the worst. I don't know how much you bought, but there's either A, you go ahead and below $4.60, you take a hedge and just somehow get out. Somehow, Lightest Technologies became 2022's hottest IPO. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, it was real. Did you imagine people swung? People swung that. And then they were like, I'll set a stop loss for 35, right? And then there was no chances. Oh my God. And then they bought the dip. Oh God. This chart's giving me indigestion. Yeah, what do you got? Options? Yeah, bro. Don't hope. That's the main thing. Hoping it will go up, dude. You're going to lose a ton of money with hope. You're better off dating a girl named Hope or something. Not trading. No, don't trade off of hope, man. Don't hope a stock's gonna go up. Because I've hoped a lot of accounts into the ground when I was starting this off. So, all right. Anyway, let's go. Okay, let's go. All right, so AMD and the energy that it brought today, this shit is wild. I'm gonna like, no cap. Oof, yeah, that's a really crazy chart. So we ended up breaking out of this little 15-minute channel to the downside, and we went and retested that channel to the downside. So with that being said, I think we found what could end up being our new support. And then running off of here, right? Because that's just the nearest high. It does appear that we have like a little bit of a pennant. So watch it above 77.16 and truthfully above 77.75. 77.75 for a gap fill potential to 79.23 to the downside. To the downside, and as of right now, I don't have any like dynamic trend lines coming off of this low. The only thing that I do have, and if you step out here on the hourly and delete all of this on the higher time frame, this is what AMD has got going on, right? So AMD is kind of in a field on its own as far as where it's at on its chart. So it does appear like how QQQs and Facebook and stuff like that, they all have these bearish pennants with 3 off the top. AMD's missing that. So either AMD flushes and dumps tomorrow, and this is just an H pattern, or it bounces up tomorrow above that 77.75 like I talked about, and you see a gap fill, and then you see a push up to 80.50. So I've done SPY already. EVGO. Bradley, if you're new, homie, dude, and that's great, and I'm glad that you asked, but you can't. It's tough because a lot of the times when hope works, it seals the deal on thinking that that's like a viable strategy. But once you understand that it doesn't work, you have the opportunity to not make that mistake again. So it's not a bad thing, man. You just have to know that's just something that you can trust yourself not to do again. And that's the way you can look at it. So, all right. So EVGO, I know it was up something crazy right now. I think everybody and their mother's probably saying that this one has a cup and handle, but I think it's important to start up from these highs, move to these lows. So here's from the high. There you go. So EVGO, watch EVGO to 730. 730, that's my PT for EVGO. And then that is our support line. And that is, looks like our base right there. But we'll go ahead and stick with this because it's developing. But I would imagine EVGO anywhere below this $6 mark. That's probably further downside and above today's high, or excuse me, yesterday's high. I would say 730. So yeah, you can go watch the YouTube stream. I've covered a lot of that. So yeah, no problem. All right, the trade desk. Somehow I have this charted after not being present. Oh my god, it's a mess though. All right, this one's simple. This one's super, super simple. One, two, three off of support, right? So the next time you get down to $40.50, watch for TTD to possibly take a rather sizable tumble. I think maybe even going towards the $30 mark. That being said, let's go down to the hourly and let's go find our resistance on the lower time frame. All right, so it looks like that's our lows. There it is. Perfect trend line right there. Perfect setup. And then lower time frame trend is here. So there you go. Look at TTD. Watch TTD tomorrow below 43.15 for a drop down into supply 42.10 and ultimately probably heading toward $40.30. So that one actually looks pretty good. Thoughts on Twitter? They're waiting to dump it, but there's also remember they're suing Elon right now, to essentially make this deal go through. And so if he wiggles, I mean, really, it's up the air. You could take a far out of the money, ridiculous straddle on it. It was really good. Oh my god, what the hell language was I just talking? With really good expiration, and you could end up seeing a Twitter move, make a move in a positive direction. So, 1 second here. But what do I think about it? Doo doo. I do not like it. It's not my stock. I would say the nearest support is $30 or 31.33. So. Let's see. MU. Plunger. I'll send that chart to you in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? Can I do Pepsi? Yeah, I can get. I'll get to that. Um, SQON. Yeah, you got that. All right, I already have MU charted. I think we talked about this previously. This one, like its counterparts, has shown a little bit of resilience, pulling up and holding its support right here around $58. That's the mark, okay? Excuse me. One, two, three, four, five times you have hit resistance. The square, the rectangle, whatever you want to call it, right here. Do you see the chop? Do you see the moves when you leave the chop? Let that trade come to you. I'm telling you, it'll be a lot more fun if you do. So above 60.60, MU probably goes for a little bit of a gap fill. 61.65 and then 62.85. Below 57.85, I would venture to guess, looking at this, and yeah, excuse all this craziness right here, but I would suspect below 57.75, you've got a pivot point here, but below that pivot point, which is really just marking. I mean, if you're passed out of this zone, I can't see. I would find it very unlikely to recover it. But this is clear as day. So short, long above this, short above this, or below this, and then obviously as far or in terms of price targets to the downside, I would venture to guess, yeah, of course, below the pivot point at $57. The nearest PT is 56.20, and then I've got $55, 55.25. So. I know it looks like I'm eating my hand, but I grabbed a vine outside of my backyard, and it's poisonous. So it's kind of itchy, kind of bothering me. Um, it's not a poison ivy though. I don't know I forgot what it's called. Bradley, man, I would just take the L, rather than let it become. I don't know, dude. That's the thing is I'm not telling you to do. I can't tell you. I don't have enough information, and even if I did, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to do with your positions. But I can tell you what I would do, and I would not be in that. That would not be. And if I did decide to get in it, and I saw the way it looks right now, and again, I mean, the one part that is missing from this vision that I'm painting right now is the fact that I don't know what the hell they do, or what the hell that is going, or what happened. I don't, so I can't make a good call. Where do I watch my charts? I watch them on TradingView. Tesla. All right, so Tesla's chart looks pretty sweet. And we talked about this a little bit earlier. So let's start on the daily. Guys, you remember how wound up this thing was and how pumped I was, and I was talking about the big move that we could end up seeing. Well, that happened, and then what ended up happening is it extended itself and is now only. Guys, oh my God, I'm telling you what. Let me bring y'all back, okay? Let's go back. I don't know if you guys recall this area right here on Tesla. Does anyone remember this short? It was April. I know that's a long time ago. This short, one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 times. 7 times they hit support. Did I do Microsoft? No, I'll do Microsoft next. 976.75 broke that and absolutely plummeted. So the longer you chop, right, the longer you stay in range, it's not bad. It's just pain in the ass, right? So what we're dealing with here is we're dealing with a really an absurd amount of chop, in my opinion. You rejected your 500 HMA. That's big. And I got to delete all of this, really, because we got to start from scratch. And I'm curious to see. So this is Tesla right now, and so many rejections now, so much build. I would imagine that whatever direction that we move, y'all, we're gonna see some solid movement. So even just adding alerts to these trend lines, but I see Tesla below its S1 or its 670, 680 mark. Which is also just supply. You can see right here, it's the top of these consolidation zones. That's where Tesla would likely make a move down to the 660. So 660.50 is my target for Tesla to the downside. I do not trade crypto. Your live keeps pausing and muting you. It might be because of my battery. But I can swing trade. I know people hear me say like stick to something and make it work for you, but like eventually you can stick to something, make it work for you, and then if you get curious about something else, you can learn how to do that too. Like that's a total thing. And so like I can scalp, I can day trade, I can swing trade. I try and just mostly focus on what I'm good at, which is day trading for the most part. So I have to scalp sometimes. So. Careful with girls named Hope. All right. All right. So we got Microsoft here and hot damn. I don't remember what that was from. So this is the channel we've been talking about, and I'm telling you guys, that's it. That's Microsoft's. I'm not saying like Microsoft's toast, but that was like kind of like a defining moment for me to see today's breakdown. So I do have this dynamic trend that we were holding for a long time, and then what appeared to be even possibly a bear flag, it broke out of it. And it did end up returning down to about 250, 285. But I don't see this thing stopping until at least 250. And that's directly above you. If you go drop and delete all of this stuff and then go and just take a look at key levels, which are really important, you want to drop them right here. So there you go. So to the downside, Microsoft's got this 250 to the downside. Directly below that, you got 246.14 and then 242.35. And then I don't see a very good trend line to go off of. Is that say it ain't so? I don't know. That's pretty hard to chart onto right there. I'm not gonna call that. I'm not gonna call that as a thing right there. But it does kind of look like a thing. And I know I'm wording it funny, but it does look like a support. Looking at these dynamic or these candle wicks right here. So watch Microsoft to bounce tomorrow. I know that sounds kind of crazy if we don't see a gap down. If we see a gap down, or if we see a gap down, then that changes everything. But if Microsoft ends up bouncing tomorrow, watch it above 258.66, moving to 265.50. If you do lose that again, that 250 mark, then that's a different thing, different story. So. Do Mike Ford? Do I see it going to the upside? Yeah, I could see. Yeah, so this is my logic right here, guys. There's a trend line, right? I see more wicks if I just naturally, right, off of it off the low, going next to the next lower low, right here where we see a significant bounce, 243. Oh, that's music. Then today you see a bounce at 252. So yes, um, stock market's gonna do stuff and things. How many stocks do I watch at once? Normally only three, if at all. There's no need. I'm telling you that I maybe I should start like flashing more material shit and just kind of hop on the bandwagon, not to sell anything, but just to get onto fucking CNBC, where I could just totally roast every single person who sold anything during the pandemic and sold people this idea that walking into the market or stepping into the stock market is immediate gains. And the thing that allows that to be a business model is a bull market, because during a bull market, everybody's a genius. You can throw shit at the wall and it comes back as flowers. Like it is absolutely redonkulous. I know Starboy got liquidated, but and then you see all your favorite, traders start dropping off like flies. The people who were dancing are no longer dancing anymore. That's right, yeah. But I like to, and the reason why I'm even saying this is because a lot of people have this idea that they need to watch for the biggest and the best movers. So they go and they set their watch list to, whatever. I've seen people as much as 10 to 15 stocks. But when you're starting out, and the thing that made me really good at what I am doing currently today is only trading Apple. Let me just show you guys too. Like when I first started sharing my ideas for anything, I mean, we can go back here and I mean, if you're looking here, there is a lot. So November 12th, 2020, right? Oh God. I'm not going to listen to myself from the 2 years ago, but anyway, I basically would just post my analysis strictly on Apple, and I just strictly was and had at that point almost just trading Apple. So finally got it on my computer. Stupid TikTok sucks on PC. Oh yeah, no, for sure. CPI is already baked. Talking about baked in. Dude, Charles Payne is the homie. He will accept your TA. Yeah, get me on there. I kind of like Charles Payne. That dude's kind of cool. Can I follow you on TradingView? Hell no, dude. What the? Yeah, absolutely. Of course you can follow me. I would appreciate it. I don't really get on there very much. I used to post like a metric ass ton of ideas, but um, oh God, here we go. I caught you. I caught you making people naked, weird people. Sorry, you TikTok. There's like a weird page that tries to solicit the entire chat. Oh God, it is. They don't stop. I don't know how to ban. All right. What about Microsoft puts? I don't know if I would go with puts any further. I mean, here's the deal. Everything is either at support or at resistance. So that's Starfly. He's trying to, yeah, dude, I don't know what's happening. Like, of all places, I guess, like, they look at the market and they're like, I bet these dudes are like stressed out. Exactly. What about Microsoft? I don't really know. All right, guys. It is 9:20. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up a few charts here. Did I do mRNA? Oh my God, dude. Every time I pull up my chart, it's always a ridiculous mess on mRNA, the stock. Let's take a look at mRNA and we'll do Google and we'll go ahead and call it a night. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. And we're going to come back. We're going to try and slap the living daylights out of Mark. We do have 155 puts tomorrow. I'm looking at the market, guys, and I'm thinking we might see the inverse of what everybody's anticipating. So there's a chance that we might end up having to skedaddle and trade this thing to the upside. So the hide feature was the best. Yeah, it's definitely a solid feature. So I kind of want to short this now that I'm looking at it. Holy crap. Um, oh my God, what in what? There's no way that's real. That's real. That's 100% real. That's bonkers. That is bonkers. Bonkers bad for a day. Holy crap. This could be a golden opportunity to short. I gotta write this down. Oh my God. I almost just anamorphed into a bear. No cap, as my son would say. Oh my God, yo, that is dope. Nobody wants your vaccines anymore. Hold on, I'm writing this down. So I'm gonna look for mRNA under 160, and I might have to leg into some leaps. Looking at the like 120. Well, even I might even grab $100 puts on this thing because it needs to come down. Where's COVID lows at? Yeah, fuck that. Sorry, excuse my language. This thing comes down. This thing comes down to $85 minimum. Minimum if we break down here. So let me be clear on this one. Don't just jump in because of one 5-minute candlestick. I'm looking at this on the daily. So anywhere above 182.50, it's off limits. I'm writing this down, of course. All of this. So under there, under where, under 160. I'd like a daily candle close and a change in these moving averages. And I would actually speculate that it's probably going to stay in range until earnings, which earnings is August 3rd. So I like this a lot for a long short. I'm going to save this chart. It is now my chart. The stock no longer belongs to you. It's mine now. I'm just kidding. I posted that in my Discord so that I remember it. That's a good ass chart. I like that a lot. How many kids? I've got 2. Hey, how many of you guys are in there? I don't hear any responses, so I'm a single dude. No, I got 2 kids. I've got a 8-year-old and a 3-year-old, so what's up, blood? I haven't been in the stream in a minute. Every time I read, you gotta, Andrew, you gotta realize that when I read that, someone's gonna take that little video clip and snippet that. I probably just gave them that idea. When do I plan on shorting mRNA? As soon as I see the signs, man. Looks like a breakout. No, I'm not. Okay, let me just be very clear here. I don't think that mRNA should have never been this high as it was. It should have never even left. Yeah, hell no. It should have never even left the 160s. Whatever hype they went up on is gotta die. You know what I mean? I did. So whatever. mRNA started as a penny. Y'all, look at mRNA over here. $10 in 2019. Get out of here. Get out of here. Look at the massive weekly Head and Shoulders. Get at, wow. I will physically punch this stock in the face. Wow. Somebody give me a bat. Plunger, am I being delusional here, or is this not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Yeah, 100. I have a 7-year-old boy and a 2-year-old little girl. Oh, dude, you're basically like 1 year behind. Yeah. Y'all ever see that clown that hides from? Nope. Nope. Can't get me. Can't get me. I will signal in my Discord when I see this short. Now, let me be clear. I sound like Obama when I do that. Above 190, forget everything I just said. This shit's gonna dump or gonna fly. Okay, so do you think around after? No, I'd probably. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it will probably either chop and range until earnings. So we're gonna need to get something. Let's take a take a look. I don't know if the broker's gonna have them listed, but so I would want to be. I want to be like in September. Oh, get the. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Plungy, $100 puts for September 6th are $100. $100. Slap my grandma. All right, dude, that's extraordinary. This is a really dope channel. This is a really textbook resistance and first of all, there's no rejection yet, so that's dope. We can wait and see if we get a rejection and see if this weekly candle gives us that breakdown. This is number 3, so if we do end up breaking above this, whatever, we'll just throw it away in the trash. But for September 16th is liable to be the entry that I take, and I would not cut this, guys. I would add to it and add to it, and I would day trade the crap out of it if I really saw this. I mean, honestly, I'm tempted. I'm half tempted. There's like a gap down here at $72. I'm half tempted to even go a month past that and go into frickin' October and get a. Oh my god. Yes, sir. $75 put for October. Dude, I think I just found the play. At least the next leap. I'm going to run these past Rolly. See what he says. All right. Well, that's all I got. And that's a good way to end the stream. Yeah. All right, let me September. Did I look at the wrong date? Hold on. Yeah, September 16th, 2022. I'm not saying that I think that like I know, but I know that I see a stock up against resistance that shouldn't be there. It's as simple as that for me. Nice. I just got your text. All right. Oh my God. By the way, what's your broker? Think or Swim? No, my brokerage is not. It's TradeStation. TradeStation. I want to find the lady who did the PlayStation like voice, and I want her to say PlayStation. So when my orders get filled, that's what plays. All right, we're gonna go ahead and chart Google, and I'm gonna go ahead and try and get some sleep, so that way I can not wake up late. Which we still were able to do something today, but I'm trying to full hand backslap Mark Zuckerberg tomorrow. So, you know, one day I'm gonna get a restraining order in the mail, and it's gonna be from Mark Zuckerberg. They're gonna be like, "We've been watching you make threats for months now, and we had to act." All right, so Google, I already got this one charted right here. We got a solid resistance right here at 2367. Guys, take a look at all of the respect given here. This is where you bounce. You did have a little bit of a shoot up here, but it failed to hold. It fell right back underneath. And then most importantly is, where was the consensus hold here? So box yourself out, right? So this zone right here, this is all you need to know. Below, not all you need to know, below 2261, I would say with a high probability we're going to see 2181. If you bounce and you recover this pivot point and you end up above your 2340, right, there's a high probability that you go to fill your gap, and then there's a downtrend leading Google up to 2485. If the market moves up tomorrow, there will be a squeeze, and you will see giant green dinguses across the market. So keep that in mind. Okay. My bad, TikTok. It paused. Potter, what strike were the puts you were eyeing for mRNA again? Those are going to be the $100 put September 16th and the $75 put October 22nd. Also, what are you thinking on CPI data, market bullish or bearish? I mean, the reality of it is I don't see much that could cause. This is how it is. The market's already fallen. I could see it coming in lighter than expected, and not everybody's amping up the hot market CPI, and it may just end up being that it doesn't come in that hot, and that's bullish for a short period of time. So that could cause a squeeze, a liquidity pump, and then next week we start to see some of the bigger moves to the downside. So I don't know if we're quite done yet. And of course, it would be great to see, like, whatever leg we're going to take, we take that leg down relatively soon with CPI on our back. But I'm just not 100%. We do have earnings season around the corner, but I honestly think that's not adding anything bullish. So anyway, why is the mRNA spread so wide? Mostly because of you probably have liquidity issues out there when you're so far away. There is only the volume is 14. So here's the deal: like, the spread can be wide and there could be no volume there. But guess what? If we're right, there will be. And when someone buys 21,000 contracts of your strike, you're gonna feel it. Okay, so in a good way. So this is a leap. You're there before you're picking. You're doing something before everybody else is doing it, right? So COVID spikes up and we see sickness. Like, somehow that happens again. God forbid, unless they give out the stimmies again. No, that would literally pummel our country into the ground. The dollar would be like a Chuck E. Cheese coins, a Chuck E. Cheese coin. But but anyway, guys, yeah, I'm not. I think if it comes in hot as expected, you'll probably see a leg down. If it comes in any worse, you're gonna see some serious price action to the downside. So how old am I? I am 30 years old. 30 years old. I'm old. I was born in 92. I was born in the last century. When I was your guys' age. I'm just kidding. I got started with that. What criteria are you looking for selecting your contracts for scalps and day trade? Clear entries, clear levels to the downside, clear sentiment, volume, um, solid exit. So I'm 23. Should I have a kid? You're breaking into advice that absolutely not. I'm not going to advise you on what you should be doing with your Willie, son. Get out of here. Nah, I'm just playing, man. Yeah, dude, I would stock your bank account first before I don't know. Some of the questions you guys give me though. I can't. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. So don't do it. You want to stress out? You want to worry about other humans all the time? Go for it. I ask him all these questions. Yeah. Dollars you use to trade each day. It fluctuates between, 2K to 8K, maybe 10, but mostly staying within that range. So, yeah, yeah. Babies. Why is the sky blue? I actually know the answer to this, but if I feel like the way that I hear it in my brain, I'm just gonna sound dumb explaining it. So I've heard it explained to me enough, and I understand why. But I has to do with light reflecting. So, what got you into trading, and how did I start? Being broke, and meeting people who legitimately had made a living in the market. I met them, so um, yeah. You guys are going out of control. Why did the devil go down to Georgia? Because he was looking for some shares to steal from Mark Zuckerberg. All right, guys, let's go ahead. I'm gonna wind it down. Blue has the shortest wavelength. That is a fact. I'm gonna go look it up. I'm literally gonna go look it up because I've watched the story bots with my children, and they answer that question: Why is the sky blue? So I've literally had it broken down to me like a child. So, do I ever feel discouraged? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I get discouraged in, sometimes my performance, my ability to see things. Sometimes I get short-sighted. I'm a human just like everybody else, and not everything is always clear to me. But I have patience with myself. I try and be aware of my person, how I react, how I treat certain situations. And that seems to have been my center. And so I know that if I get discouraged, I just got to find a way to improve. Anytime you get discouraged, you only have two options: get worse or get better. So, all right. Since I cannot pronounce, I was going to try and pronounce your name. I'll go ahead and just chart the ticker Netflix. But if you could send me a guide or I really want to say that, but I feel like I'm going to say a bad word. Maui, gay, brick, kid in. I'm gonna try. I tried. I said it quietly. Um, try it. I did. Dog Maui, Brecken Kidden, Gee Break Kidden. Uh, oh my God. Netflix, I already got this one charted, so there you go. This one seemed to give you a little bit of a bit of a false breakout here. It's pulling back underneath. Watch 172.28. 170. And you're likely to go down to your support rate here, which is 164. Don't make the algos hate you more. One strike in expiration for day trade scalps in the money. For day trades and scalps, I want to usually be outside of the money. So, am I listening to a child? Yeah, yes, I am a child. You wanna? Why are you watching children, dude? Get out of here. Isha. Nope. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. But thanks for the questions. I'll be happy to answer more of them tomorrow after the craziness closes out. But I'm gonna go ahead and try and get some rest. So you guys have a great night. I'll catch you in the morning. Make sure to hop in the Discord if you're not for free stuff. I do signal there. So if you're not in there, that's where I post a lot of my analysis when I can, but I mostly trade on live. That's where I spend all of my time. So, all right, y'all. Have a good night. Peace. I did Apple. Go check out the YouTube stream if you missed any of that.